Hello and welcome to DFW Chefs, Focus on the Food. Today we'll be discussing the proper way to fry foods. Today we're actually frying up some breaded tilapia. It's a very good fish to fry up. We just breaded it up with the standard breading procedure, which is something you can find in our list of videos here. Here we have breaded tilapia, which we essentially just went through the standard breading procedure, which is flour, seasoned flour, mixed up eggs, followed by breadcrumbs. So now what we'll want to do is take our breaded tilapia here and shake off any of the excess, put it in a basket that has a pan under it to keep the excess breadcrumbs from getting into your frying oil, because you want to preserve that as much as possible. Here we have our preheated oil, and I have heated this oil to 315 degrees, which I've found to be pretty effective when frying up some fish. Depending on what you're frying, you want to fry it anywhere between 300 to 350. Okay, we've dropped our fish down into our preheated oil, and now we're just going to allow our fish to cook up, and as it cooks it will start to float to the top, and when it is entirely done should be floating. And of course we will want to cook it thoroughly. However, that won't take very long at all, probably 3 minutes tops. Alright, while we're waiting on our fish to finish cooking up here, I just want to take a minute to talk about safety when working with hot grease. Obviously, this is can take your skin off, so you want to be very, very careful. If you're working with a countertop fryer, you want to keep it pushed away from the edge of the counter. You want it on a good, sturdy surface. Preferably out of the way of high traffic areas. You don't want somebody walking by and knocking it off, because they will get burned. In fact, when I was in the restaurant business, I remember one night another one of the cooks had changed out the fryer oil, basically drained it out. That's what we did at night, was drained it out. However, this particular night, he put it in a hot stock pot, and unfortunately a girl backed into it and burned herself quite badly. So it is something that deserves a lot of respect. You'll want to make sure that your oil is completely cooled before you go to changing it out, unless you have an internal filtration system, which would be more in line with your commercial fryers. It is a very dangerous thing to work with. However, if you respect it, it is also a wonderful, wonderful thing to use, and it's actually more healthy than a lot of people realize, because nowadays we use oils that contain no cholesterol whatsoever. Alright, now that our fish is done, we will allow it to rest in the basket just briefly, and this will allow some of the oil to drain out of it, so that when we put it on our plate that it's not dripping with grease. Alright, so there we have it. We have our fried tilapia. Thanks again for joining another episode of DFW Chefs Focus on the Food. I truly appreciate your continued support. Thank you.